Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbies and Kens, Chelseas of all ages, and everyone else, welcome to Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast. I'm your host, Jay, and with me I have my co-host. Our next podcast will be the first recorded in outer space, John!
I thought our iCarly beat us to that.
Oh, probably. We're recording this in the 80s, though, because we went through a time tunnel.
Yes, because that makes sense. Yes,
Yep. For those of you
totally.
just joining us, we are a podcast about Barbie movies, and after watching all of the straight-to-DVD animated Barbie movies, as well as Greta Gerwig's live-action Barbie movie, we are taking a time tunnel to the past to watch Barbie's first animated projects, the television specials Barbie and the Rockers and Barbie and the Sensations.
Yes, the very first time Barbie had a media format outside of the commercials.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a... We considered doing this as part of the main series, but timing-wise it didn't quite work out, so we did want to sort of, now that we've run out of other Barbie movies to do, we were
Yeah,
doubling back and talking
yeah.
about this one.
Once we've made it to the current end, we just go back to the beginning, you know?
Yeah. Take that time tunnel.
Yeah, take the time tunnel with Barbie and the Rockers.
Yeah. So
Uh,
these are... Oh, go ahead.
well, let me give you a little history about this specific toy line,
Yes.
Barbie and the Rockers. Um, So, Mattel caught wind that Hasbro was going to be making Gem and the Holograms, a new style doll. And so Mattel's like, no, we're not going to let them do that. And so they actually did double time to release Barbie before Gem did. And so, yeah, no, that's a cutthroat story for them.
Yeah.
It's like they're not gonna let anyone beat them. They're gonna they created this whole concept and released it in 4 months.
Oh,
Where
wow.
normally takes them 18 months to do so. So they were really serious about doing this. But yeah, Gem, while not as successful as a toy line, did end up having a solid TV run as opposed
Yeah.
to this, which only had two specials.
Yeah, this was originally released in 1987, and originally it was kind of apparently intended to be a pilot for a TV show.
I could see
But
that.
plans fell through, and actually the companies behind this went to Hasbro and repurposed some of their ideas into a different TV show. But yeah, these are two TV specials, each about 25 minutes. We have Barbie and the Rockers Out of This World and Barbie and the Sensations Rockin' Back to Earth. And the stories are very closely related. They were actually released on VHS, and that's the version that we watched, not on VHS, but the version that has made its way online. And they don't even have the two episodes separated because the plots just kind of lead one into the other.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I know where the breakoff point is, but I'm not entirely sure. So we'll get into that when we get into our summary here. But this was produced by DIC Entertainment and Saban Entertainment. Um, you'll probably recognize at least one of those. Saban was an Israeli company that is most known for their Power Rangers show, and they also did localizations of a lot of anime. And then DIC was a French animation studio. They're most known for Inspector Gadget. But they also did a ton of animated TV shows, and yeah, I believe they were acquired by Disney at some point. Don't remember the looking into this movie. There's a lot of acquisitions and things going back and forth, but
Yeah.
yeah, the Wikipedia articles were a bit difficult to dredge through. But yeah, this was directed by Bernard Dayries, who's a French animation director, known for working on the New Adventures of He-Man and Conan the Adventurer. I also incorrectly put that he worked on Interstellar 5555, the animated Daft Punk movie, which he is incorrectly credited as having directed on Letterboxd, but he didn't actually have any involvement with the production that I could find. But I do bring that up because it is similar, and I was
Yeah,
thinking of the Daft Punk movie as I was watching um, the Barbie and the Rockers. They have some certain
yeah.
similarities.
So was I. Yeah.
So have you seen the Daft Punk one?
I mean, I've seen the clips that they have on YouTube for their quote unquote music video.
Yeah, I think I found a version that's a full version that is now available. Um, but yeah, I've seen snippets of it as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it is the kind of thing where when I saw that he was credited on Letterboxd, I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense because it has so many similarities. But then
Yeah.
looking through I actually went through the credits and watched the credits, and I couldn't find his name anywhere. So don't know why why he was credited on Letterboxd. But anyway, this Barbie and the Rockers is written by Martha Moran, and Barbie and the Sensations is credited as being also written by Martha Moran and Bill Dubay. But since the two episodes have been combined together into one for the version we watched, I'm not entirely sure if Bill Dubay actually wrote anything for the second one. Um, but Moran is known for her TV writing work. She worked on the Super Mario Brothers show, Captain Planet and the Planeteers, and X Men the Animated Series.
Hmm.
Um, and Dubé, the reason I'm not sure if he's a writer is because he's actually credited as the art director here, and that's what he was primarily known for, including the My Little Pony movie, the very first one, and as we were just talking about Gem, the Gem and the
Yeah.
Holograms animated movie.
Yeah.
So another connection back to the Hasbro and Mattel trying to undercut each other here. Or
Yes.
I guess it's more Mattel trying to undercut Hasbro, but yeah. And then we have music, a lot of pre-existing songs by other artists, but we have
Oh yeah.
original music by Haim Saban and Shuki Levy. They're actually the I believe they're the founders of Saban Entertainment.
Mm.
And they were known for providing music to other projects as well. That was one of their specialties. So a bit like the Math Club, which we talk about quite a bit in our later Barbie animated movie episodes because they do a lot of work.
Yes.
But yeah, the story here is very
Story.
loose. Yeah,
Story.
it's interesting the connection with Interstellar, um, the Daft Punk movie, because the Daft Punk movie has no dialogue and yet has so much more story than this does.
Mm-hmm.
This is just it starts with Barbie. She's the most popular singer in the world.
Yeah.
She's basically Taylor Swift because the reporter says that tickets are harder to come by than an audience with the Queen.
I mean, that's truer today than.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry.
Oh boy, John.
Sorry. I just it had to be said.
But yeah, Barbie is actually sort of a bigger star than Taylor Swift, even because after a successful world tour, she decides to take her band, the Rockers, to perform the first concert in space.
That's after about 10 minutes of them doing nothing.
Yeah. No, well, they don't do nothing. They perform a concert and then they go to a restaurant, and then at the restaurant, Barbie sings them a song
Right.
because her band is like, hey, what are we gonna do after this? And she's like, oh, it's fine, I'll just sing a song. And then they're like, oh yeah, we're fine, whatever
Uh
you
huh.
want. And then she gets like appointed the first world ambassador for peace.
Something. Yeah.
by the president of the United States, and there's a ball thrown for her, and then at this ball she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go and perform a concert in space." And at first I thought the conflict was gonna be, what are the logistics of this? Are like the world leaders on board with it? But no, the world leaders are completely fine with this.
There
They're
are
like,
no conflicts in
no,
this first part.
no.
No.
They're just like, okay, we're going to space.
Yeah, no, this film is 5 minutes of plot, 15 minutes of music.
Yeah, and a lot of just like, we're going to space.
And
There's
then they, yeah.
two separate like dress up and makeup montages.
Yes.
Well, one of which is actually pretty cool, which we'll get to in a second.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, in this 25-minute thing, um, and they have this. They go to the space station, which has somehow perfect for a concert because it like there's an amphitheater that opens up in the shape of a flower.
It's pink as well.
It is, yeah. I have so many questions about the logic of this, but also it's just so much fun to just be like, oh, it's just the vibes.
Like there really is a whole industry in the 80s and early 90s of just these female rock bands or
Yeah,
just rock bands for cartoons in general. Like
yeah.
like we mentioned, we have Gem and the Holograms, we have Barbie and the Rockers. Hanna-Barbera had Josie and the Pussycats, and then there's Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah. Which luckily Barbie and the Rockers are a bit less annoying than Alvin and the Chipmunks. Apparently my uncle, growing up, his my grandparents had an Alvin and the Chipmunks CD for Christmas songs.
Oh,
And my uncle one day took the record and smashed it over his head because he was so tired of it. He was like 5 or something.
mm.
Anyway, the I'm not entirely sure where the split happens between the two separate specials. But I
They
believe
sing a
it's,
song in
yeah,
space, and then that's the end.
yeah. I think it's yeah, they do the space concert and then everything going back to Earth. Because it's like the way it's smashed together. It's like, okay, here's the concert that ends, and then they immediately start singing again on the rocket ship on their way back.
Yes.
So I think there's supposed to be like a separation there between the two because it was a little jarring to immediately be thrown into another song.
Right. I mean, they probably didn't have time to
Yeah.
just come up with a
Well,
transition.
that would be where they would put the ad, where they would put an ad break
Ad break.
because this would have
This
aired
is
on
the
TV.
this is the first 3 minutes, Jake. Where would the ad break have been in the first 3 minutes?
No. Between the two episodes.
They were probably released separately, not at
Yeah.
the same time.
Well, whatever. The point being that there's like this weird break between the two songs that I think
But
would
there
have been.
is a break though.
Oh, there is?
In the VHS. It's like now it's Barbie and
Oh,
this.
interesting. Okay, so we watched different versions then because I
You
watched.
sent me the one version.
No, I sent you the one version because I watched the other version, and the other
Oh,
version was terrible. So I sent you the one version.
okay. So the VHS had the split saying
Okay,
now this one with the
okay.
announcer voice.
Guess I need to rewatch it then because I was trying to figure out where's the split.
Oh, okay.
So where was it? Was it right after the concert?
So yeah, the split is right after the concert, and then the second one starts halfway through the concert again.
Oh,
So they repeat the
oh,
concert a little
okay,
bit, and then we go.
okay, yeah. So anyway, they're on their way back from the concert and they're singing, and it creates a time tunnel,
Yeah,
which is I think their word for a wormhole. But sure, time tunnel. It takes them
time
back
tunnel,
in time.
time portal,
Yeah,
time shenanigans
yeah.
through the act of music.
Yep, and they end back in the year 1959, the year that Barbie was created. Nice little shout
Okay.
out there. And there's a scientist there who decides to help them return to the 80s. And in the meantime, the band hangs out with his daughter.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah. Although it's a while because after performing in a malt shop, the band becomes international sensations
Yes.
and goes on like a world tour.
While singing covers of songs that have yet to exist at that time period. So
Yep.
that boy, the Beach Boys, they have a whole thing to say about Barbie. I'm sure.
Yeah. And then yeah, eventually the scientist discovers a way to bring them back to the 80s, and it involves singing the song again with the lining up the planets and whatever. So they sing the
Sure.
song and then they get magically transported back to Earth for their welcome home concert. And the daughter of the scientist, who is named, I have her name somewhere here, Kim.
Kim, yes.
Um, she's in the front row, all grown up, because it's
And
you
she has a
know
daughter of her own.
yeah, who looks exactly like her as a daughter, almost like they just reused the same, not the same model because it is
The same
hand
drawing.
drawn, but
Same
yeah,
asset, you know?
yeah, the same sort of basic character design.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story is just
Yeah.
weird 80s sci-fi.
Honestly, the story just seems like a last minute addition. It's like they just wanted to have music videos
Yeah,
with the songs, and they're like, oh, I guess we need a story. Okay, world peace, space,
yeah.
time tunnel.
The thing is, like, sitting down and watching it, I had fun with just the vibes of it, but then
Sure. Yeah.
writing up my notes and being like, what what's going on here?
There,
what is a time tunnel?
I mean, I know what a time tunnel is. It's a tunnel with time.
Okay, yeah, but like the way that the past and the present interact, where
Yes.
like, so Barbie goes back in time and apparently influences events in ways that stay because Kim knows her in the present, but there isn't ever any conversation of like, oh yeah, remember Barbie and the Sensations, that band from 1959? I wonder whatever happened to them after
You
they
know,
disappeared in their pink rocket ship.
yes. But
Oh
no,
look, here's Barbie and the Rockers. What a wonderful band. They look
yeah.
exactly like Barbie and the Sensations.
I'm really shocked that time travel and going to space are one of the first things Barbie has done in media.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, like we were waiting for those films to come out. Little did we know, it already happened.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see like what does a modern day version of this look like? Maybe less music video heavy, but like the same sort of like just weird sci-fi, which we kind of got in Starlight Adventure.
Hmm.
Um,
Just a remake of this, more of a plot,
honestly, yeah, with like
conflict.
because the one of the big issues with this one is like the audio quality,
Oh
and
yes,
there aren't any good quality versions of the songs, so you could even get people to re-record the songs.
I I really want to listen to an HD version of the songs
Yeah,
because they're kind of bangers.
yeah. But yeah, this is a hard one to talk about the plot because there's no conflict
There's
in the
there's
first
no
part,
plot really.
and then the second part has a conflict, but no one seems particularly concerned about it.
No,
Like they're just like, oh, we're in the 50s now. Okay,
let's go to a malt shop.
yeah, with this young child who has
Yes,
no friends,
yes.
and then become a giant sensation known the world around again. We've already done it in the 80s. Let's do it again in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's just so many things that don't make sense, but in a way that's fun.
Right. Yeah.
Like, why is Barbie flying the spacecraft?
No one was flying the second time.
Yeah. Why? So my thought is that it must be easier to train rock stars to be astronauts than to train astronauts to be rock stars, because that sort of thing about Armageddon, the Michael Bay movie.
Hmm.
But yeah, uh, just I mean, it fits with Barbie's vibe that she would know how to pilot a spacecraft. And I'm like, why does the space station have an amphitheater? What what why? This was presumably built years and years ago. Were they planning this concert? And if they were, why haven't they had one yet?
I mean, we weren't supposed to question any of this.
No, you
Let's
weren't.
be honest.
And then yeah, we talked about the time travel, but yeah, again, it's just like it's just the vibes. It's
It's
just
the 80s, yeah.
yeah, you just enjoy it for what it is and don't
You don't
question
watch
it
it
too
for the
much.
plot. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. This is I'm gonna call this one Barbie in Interstellar because of the time tunnel.
Sure.
And
Sure.
I firmly believe that we should just start calling wormholes time tunnels.
I mean, time tunnels, they're a thing. Although I've never seen them in space.
Have you seen many things in space, John?
I
How
don't
much
know.
time do you spend up there
You
on
know,
average?
it's I signed an NDA, so I can't tell
Okay.
you about it.
Honestly, this could be a prequel to Interstellar.
Sure.
Like, tell me it's not. There's nothing in Interstellar that would contradict anything in Barbie and the Rockers.
I'm sure there's not.
I am curious before we move on, because these are on Letterboxd, like shown as separate ones. So here we're just doing it as one unified thing. But did you delineate while watching them as like, did you think one had better story than the other, or
Yeah, I think the second one had better story, but the first one I enjoyed the music more.
okay? I I I think the second one had more story. I don't think it's for the better though.
Yeah, semantics, more
Yeah,
story,
yeah,
better. It forgets its story. They both
yeah.
forget their story.
No, yeah. I think the pure vibes of the first one were more interesting for me than the half-hearted conflict of the second one.
I was so confused when you started bringing up world peace.
Yeah, the world peace element is weirdly in the background.
Yep.
Like, yeah, Barbie brings about world peace by having a concert in space and then travels back in time, and that's a bigger deal to the plot than world peace.
As we all know, Barbie brought world peace,
Yep.
and there was no more
No
bad
more
stuff.
war. And then eventually Matthew McConaughey became an astronaut.
Hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, I gave the story a 3.5 out of 5. I think if it had been just vibes, I would have gone a little bit higher. Just like the insanity of the first part was so much fun. Even though it makes absolutely no sense, I had fun watching it. But then the second part where there's just too much story. I just want weird stuff to happen
Too much story.
in between music videos. I just want vibes and people talking and nothing making sense.
I gave it a very generous 3.
Yeah, I do think that's fair. Yeah, there's just it's hard to evaluate the story because there's no story.
Yeah.
Now,
It is really hard.
now speaking of things there are none of, we have the characters.
Yeah.
There, so Barbie is the most ambitious rock star ever.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like, oh, I am the most popular rock star on the planet. What am I going to do? Go to space in my
Yes.
giant pink rocket ship
Yes.
for world peace, and it
Well,
works.
it works. And she one-ups herself by going back in time.
And like the world revolves around her. Like she
Yes.
creates world peace and spends like hundreds of millions of dollars, if not more, going to space, and everyone loves her for it. And then goes back in time and becomes super popular again.
Oh boy.
It's
Oh, Mattel.
yeah. I am gonna throw around the word. I think it works for the story, but I think she is kind of like a little bit of a Mary Sue.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
just that nothing goes wrong for her. Even going back in the past does not go wrong for her.
Yes.
But because there's like no story, it works because you don't need a compelling character with an interesting interior life, because it's just Barbie goes to space and then back in time, and there's
Yeah.
nothing else going on.
I mean, the story's not what we're here for, that's for
No.
sure.
Yeah, she is still very kind and down to earth, though. You still get that sort of the characterization, which is true of the later films, even though those are, 13 years later. Yeah, we also have the Rockers. I put
The
them all together
Rockers.
because they are the same character. Split them
Yeah.
into like 5 or 6. How many Rockers are there?
I don't know.
Too many?
I feel like they just multiply and disappear.
Yeah. They all have names, but the cast list doesn't have any of the names, and nowhere
Ken is the
online
only one that's.
has names. Yeah. There are a couple names. I think not all of the Rockers get like named.
True.
Like the boy that's not Ken, does he have a name?
I mean, honestly, it was really hard to hear what they were saying some of the times.
Yeah.
There were a couple names being thrown about in like the first minute, and I was like, okay, I don't care. Just,
Yeah. Yeah, we have, so here, for this is from Wikipedia, the names in the credits is literally just Sharon Lewis as Barbie, and then the rest of the cast listed out with no character names. But we have Ken, we have Dana, we have Diva, and Dee Dee.
I remember Diva.
So we have, and then there's the other boy. So that means there's at least 4 or 5 Rockers. There might be more, but
Yeah.
I think 5 is. I think it's 5
Yeah,
because I think
that's.
there's an even number of them with Barbie.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is that their characters here, they just kind of follow Barbie's lead. And every time someone raises a concern, Barbie just sings a song, and then they're all fine with it.
I mean, sure.
like like after their final concert of the world tour, they're like, "Hey Barbie, what are we going to do next?" And she's like, "It's fine," and sings them a song. And then they're like, "Okay, it's fine." And then she's like, "Hey, we're going to space." And they're like, Barbie, what do you mean we're going to space?" And then she sings them a song, and then they're fine.
Yeah.
Like every time this it introduces a potential conflict, Barbie sings a song, and then the conflict is resolved.
I wish that worked in real life.
Have you tried?
I need money.
Sing a
Barbie
song.
and the Rockers.
Oh, you need to do the "We're the Best Friends" song that I listened to right before we started recording, and I can't remember.
I don't remember them, but I'll
Yeah.
listen to them again for sure.
Yeah, the last character, I mean, we have the scientist who runs the space station, who they spend a weird amount of time on like validating him. Like there's like 3 separate scenes of Barbie going, "Wow, you're such a great person," for this like random scientist. And then I was thinking, because after I finished, I'm like, why are they focusing so much on this random scientist guy? And then I was like, wait a second, is it the same scientist as in the first one? But no, it isn't. That's a different scientist.
Maybe he's a person in real life. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
He has a
But yeah,
daughter named Kim. I
we
don't
have
know.
the two scientists who are not really all that interesting of characters. And then we have Kim, who's the daughter. She's kind of the audience surrogate. Like, I think the Barbie and the Sensations part of the idea of that is, wouldn't it be fun to hang out with Barbie and the Rockers? Then buy the dolls. Because that's her point in the plot is she's like, oh, I don't have any friends, but now I have Barbie and the Rockers.
Yep.
And then Barbie just leaves. Like,
Yep.
bye. Here's a locket. See ya. In what's that?
30
No,
years.
no. Yeah, almost 30 years. Yeah, like 28 years or something.
Yep. Thanks for abandoning me. I had a child. Who's the father? You'll never know.
Yeah, how old would she be then?
How old would she
In her
be?
30s.
She looked at. Honestly, how old is Barbie?
Barbie and the Rockers. I'm
Yeah.
I'm introducing songs to deflect from the conflict.
Deflect from the conflict, yes. Anyway, I gave the characters a generous 2.5.
I gave them a generous 3. I think because we're graded on different scales, I think this is effectively the
Yeah.
same score here.
Yeah.
Now, next up, I think we have what is the best thing. Well, maybe not
Well,
the best thing, but it's one of the two best things in this film, which
sure.
is the animation, and it's 2D.
We love 2D.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. They're clearly working with a limited budget here. You can see some of the limitations.
It's a limited budget for TV.
Yep.
Less than your standard because this is just a special 2-part.
Yeah, but it is still really inventive. I love the whole 80s sci-fi style. We get some really creative sequences. I think the ones that stood out to me most were when they go up to the restaurant in the clouds, which first off, when they reveal the restaurant in the clouds, it's just this like giant elevator going up. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Uh-huh.
And then they go up there and then they're like dancing on the clouds and super cool. And then the sequence where they're getting ready for the concert in zero gravity and like passing each other the makeup and it's floating through the air, and that was cool. And then the concert in space, like for how ridiculous it is that the space station has an amphitheater that turns into a flower, it is a really cool visual.
Sure, yeah.
And also like such great costumes.
Is it?
Yeah, just like they're very 80s but like fun.
Okay.
And yeah, I love Barbie's pink spaceship. When they revealed that, I was so happy because it's exactly what you would hope Barbie's spaceship looks like.
With the Barbie logo on it.
Yeah,
Yes. Can't wait for that toy.
yeah, yeah. I want to rewatch the Margot Robbie Greta Gerwig Barbie to see, because they have the space Barbies in that one. So I wonder if there's a connection back, because I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Barbie spaceship playset, which I should look that up.
I'm pretty sure there is. If there's an astronaut Barbie, there has to be a spaceship. Especially if it was shown on this thing.
Yeah. Okay. The ones I'm seeing don't look quite like the Barbie and the Rockers spaceship, but
Of
there
course.
are definitely toy rockets that are, and like it looks similar to the Barbie jet, which is I can confirm in the Barbie movie, because I do remember seeing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, animation pretty solid. Did you have anything to add on the animation?
I mean, Animation is pretty basic for its time period, although other shows of that time period have done it slightly better. If you were to compare the music aspects of this to Gem and the Holograms, Gem definitely has a higher budget to the music. So
Okay. I have to watch more of that kind of stuff because, yeah, I'm not super.
I don't particularly love the animation for TV because you could really tell at that time period they were on a very limited budget. Compare and you just watch a Disney film that's like high animation, and that's kind of what you want. It's not really
Yeah,
until the '90s where they really started to up the stakes of what a baseline should be.
yeah. For me, I find it also charming.
It is
Like
charming, yeah.
I just like that, and even like I like Scooby Doo, Where Are You, which is
Mm.
very basic even compared to this, or like Aeon Flux, which is later and also like higher budget, but it has a similar sort of futurist type vibe, but also like less complicated animation,
Right, yeah, for
similar
a
to
faster
this.
turnaround,
Yeah.
especially with Hanna Barbera.
Yeah, Hanna Barbera is even quicker and cheaper than this.
Even quicker and cheaper for sure. But yeah, there's just a lot of similar styles. Like you compare GI Joe with this, with Transformers, with Ninja Turtles, even with the X-Men show, they all have a similar look to them. That's
Yeah,
very of the time period.
yeah. I just dig it. It's something I enjoy.
It's part of history, so
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so tactile.
mm.
Like, especially compared to the more recent Barbie movies, those are very digital.
Right, yeah.
Whereas here you can feel the work that was put into it, even if it is a little rudimentary. It's still
Right.
I enjoy it, which is part of why I love the vibes, especially of the first one. I
Hmm.
didn't need the plot because I was enjoying the animation and the music. But yeah, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, perhaps a bit generous, but I think taking into consideration the limitations they were working in, I think that's fair.
Yeah. And I give it a 3.5, which is still solid. Like, definitely 2D. I enjoy it much better. But comparing it to other stuff at that same time period, it doesn't stack up as well.
Yeah. So yeah, on to the voice acting here. We have Sharon Lewis as Barbie, who I think does a fine job.
Sure. She sounds like she's like an older Barbie.
Yeah. Then we have Michael Brainer as Ken,
Hmm.
who, yeah, I mean, so many of these people, I'm like, I don't really remember anything standing out to me
Yeah.
about them.
It's also a thing to point out that voice acting was very different at this time because it was
Yeah.
again it in the '90s they really began that switch to do more performance. They're getting like theater actors to give performances as compared to just hey Jerry, you're in the studio, come here, record some lines here and
Okay.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I did want to ask you about that. How, because you can tell that it has been. It's a very different style.
Yeah, X-Men and Batman the Animated Series, or basically Warner Brothers from the '90s, they
Yeah.
really changed the game into voice acting as a profession. Whereas before, it's just like a bunch of radio personalities, I guess,
Okay.
coming in and just doing a voice for
Which, yeah, that
radio
that does
dramas.
make sense if you're, we need a voice, so let's get someone from radio. But yeah, that I can see how that gives it sort of there's a very a rhythm to it, which I'm familiar with through like, again, what's new or not Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Right.
Like, even though that's way before this, there's still that sort of that
Hmm.
similar style of the voice acting.
And they're not going to be very picky with like the takes that you do.
Yeah,
You know, like okay, let's get the takes that we need. Okay, cool, we're done. So we've come a long way, but
yeah,
it's at for the time period, it's doable. It
yeah.
works.
We have I did want to point out Gary Chalk, who's the voice of Optimus Prime in a lot of
One
the
one of them.
Transformers.
He's
Yeah.
like the second most utilized Optimus Prime.
Okay. Yeah. He plays a character who is not credited, so I don't know who he's playing, but he is in
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I don't know. They weren't very good at keeping up with who's who
Yeah, and the
for sure.
quality of it, of specifically the versions we were watching, was not, the audio quality was a little off.
There, there was a mixing where they were using stereo,
Oh,
and so like there was one voice on the left, one voice on the right. And it's just like I didn't like it because it was all the way to the left and all the way to the right. It was just
yeah,
interesting idea. Like stereo must have been like an exciting thing for them at the time, but doesn't sound good today.
yeah. I was watching it on a TV, so it wasn't as apparent to me when it was swapping back and forth.
Yeah, well, I have headphones, so
Yeah.
you can
I
hear it.
mean, I have headphones too. I just don't use them for when I watch stuff on a TV.
Terrible.
Actually, sometimes I do. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to say is that there are some really awkward crowd noises,
Oh yeah.
which I think is also just a symptom of its time. But people clapping for Barbie, and it sounds like the same person saying "Hooray! Hooray!
Yay.
Hooray!
Go Barbie. We love you.
Hooray! Yay, Barbie!" It sounds like there's three people in a room trying to sound like, which probably is what
There,
it was.
yeah, that's typically how they did it.
So yeah, I with the limitations of the time, I don't want to be too harsh on it. So I gave it a
Yeah,
3.5 out of 5.
I also give it a 3.5.
Now, last up, we have the music.
That is my favorite part of this.
Yeah, I prefer the animation, but the music is really catchy
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and lots of fun.
It's just, it's such a vibe.
Yeah,
It's the type of music that I can just not pay attention to. Just put it in the background, give a head bob. I can like work out or do a road trip and just have a fun 80s
yeah,
Barbie and the Rockers. Fun time.
yeah, yeah. That specific, just that little snippet of music is very memorable. Which you were saying they used it in the commercials for
Yes.
the toy line, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did like the songs. I think it is kind of funny how they're utilized at multiple points to end conflicts before they begin.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is the type of thing where if the music and the animation weren't good, this would be unwatchable
Right. Yeah.
because there's nothing
Definitely.
else going on.
Yeah. Like it kind of stands the test of time where other music stuff for the time period for specifically cartoons wouldn't,
Yeah,
which is very appreciative. You know, it's it's a good style that they chose.
yeah.
Very fun. I kind of miss it.
Yeah, I do wish that the tracks were available somewhere in higher quality
Oh,
because
I know.
it would be fun to listen to them in a way that sounds okay.
Not just like it was ripped straight from your VHS.
Yeah. Yeah, I because I looked up specifically the song separate from the,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, it was. Audio went up and down. It was odd.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I gave the music a 4 out of 5.
I also give it a 4 out of 5.
So yeah, that leaves me with a final score of 18.5 out of 5, which is a 74% or a 3.7 on our 5-star scale.
And I give it a 16.5, which is a 66%, or a 3.35 star rating.
Yeah, for me, this lands it kind of halfway through my Barbie rankings. I think around like the Mermaidia and sort of upper half, but the very bottom of the upper half.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think for me personally, the like Barbie and the Rockers segment, I would rate that a bit higher, and the Barbie and the Sensation segment, I would rate a bit lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like for you with your scores, yours is falling more in the bottom half,
Mm-hmm.
kind of around the Princess Adventure, Dolphin Magic range. So yeah, don't know how that holds together for your sort of ranking separate from the scores, but
I mean, makes sense.
yeah.
It's really that story that does it dirty.
Yeah, for our scores here, because honestly, I would rewatch, especially the first half.
Yeah.
Just like
I
throw it on in the background.
I wouldn't rewatch it. I just listen.
Okay.
I just do homework and just listen to the
Yeah.
music.
Honestly, Mattel should just remake it.
Re-release the soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have the originals, but if they did, they could do that. Or if not, redo it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it wouldn't be as good as they redid it,
No, no.
but give some love to this little piece of something.
Yeah. This feels like the type of thing where if a certain segment of the internet found out about this movie, it would explode in popularity. Like I don't know. It has the vibes
Hmm.
of like I think people would really dig this.
Probably, yeah.
Just like again, it's weird and kind of insane and also good music and good animation.
I mean, with the release of the new Barbie movie, like the classic Barbie films that we've been watching for these past 42 films, um, has starting to get popular again. I'm seeing
Yeah.
more videos of saying like I watched all of these movies in preparation for Barbie. Here's my ranking of them all.
Yeah.
We
We
were
should
not
do that.
original. Maybe we
Yeah.
should do that. We did it. We've been doing it.
I know. I'm yeah. Yeah. Anything else before we wrap things up here?
World peace.
Yep, Barbie bringing about world peace. Now we do have an exciting announcement. We have decided on now that we're back after a short break after our Barbie live action movie review. We are ready to announce our new series.
Ooh.
We're kind of veering into left field for this one. We are doing Considering Christopher, a
Okay.
series on the films of Christopher Nolan, but with a twist. Since we already reviewed Oppenheimer, we figured why not start from the end and do this Memento style. So we will be watching through all of Christopher Nolan's films in backwards order. Starting next week with Tenet, which also speaking of going backwards,
Yep.
I don't know. This is because Christopher Nolan is one of those people who has been talked about a lot.
Yes.
So I felt kind of like if we're gonna cover him on binging Barbie, let's do something weird.
Yep. It is going to be weird, especially
Yeah.
once we get to the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yep. Watching those in reverse. But I do wonder if there's gonna be like commentary or themes that emerge that wouldn't have emerged otherwise.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. And then I do want to announce for people who are, we're a Barbie show. That's what we're known for. So don't worry, we won't be ending Barbie content. we're going to be trying to put out different Barbie adjacent episodes, kind of like this one. We're going to be looking at the Toys That Made Us episode on Barbie, maybe some of the Toy Story movies, just kind of sprinkling in some Barbie here and there. Maybe
Maybe
we'll even
we'll start doing the TV shows.
yeah
Who
yeah
knows?
yeah that would I would be down for that. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that. And I do want to announce, after considering Christopher, we also have our next series, which currently doesn't have a title, but we're going to be getting a little bit spooky. I'll leave it at
Ooh,
that.
with another Mattel property?
Is it Mattel? I
I
think
don't
it
know.
might be.
It probably
It's
is.
a toy property.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Make sure to follow us on social media. We are Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram, at Binging Barbie on Twitter, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. There you can find lists of all of our rankings of everything. And thank you all for listening.
Bye.
Barbie and the Rockers.